Ladies and gentlemen, a huge welcome to our latest edition of Property TV. And on today's program, we're going to have a brief overview of the latest elections in Queensland and how they're going to impact the local real estate economy, as well as a little bit of an idea of how things are going to pan out in the Redcliffe area. But before we go to that, here's Kevin Turner with the very latest in property news.
Well, thank you, and this comment is coming to you from Moncomo, down on the beautiful Redcliffe Peninsula. The point I want to make in this comment is not to be too quick to judge the market because of some stats that you might see. In fact, I was in Melbourne just last week and I was absolutely amazed to hear commentary about how the market has been falling because auction clearance rates have dropped from a normal 80+% down to 61%. The auction clearance rate is simply a figure that indicates how many properties actually sell on the day of auction. It needs to be understood that the auction is a three-stage process. As well as selling under the hammer, properties can sell before the auction or even in the days that follow. As an example, an agency on the north side of Brisbane recently conducted an in-room auction featuring 19 properties. One sold before the auction, one sold on the day of the auction, which meant that 17 were left unsold. Well, on the surface, you'd think that's not a good result. But let's think just a little bit deeper. Because of the activity that was generated by the marketing of the 19 properties, I believe that an additional 14 sold in the few weeks after the auction day. 16 out of 19 properties. It's not a bad story, is it? So don't be too quick to jump to conclusions about the state of the market based on some stats that tell only part of the story. I'll see you next month.
Good morning and welcome to the show. I'm Kevin Turner. We're here to talk real estate.
Whether you're following the property market or just interested in what's going on, Australasia's #1 independent real estate advisor, Kevin Turner, has the answers. Every Saturday 8 to 9 on 4BC.
Thanks very much for the update, Kevin. Well, the recent elections where the LNP party have dominated the voting right across Queensland raised a few questions. Recently, I've been asked three pertinent ones. Number one was how the LNP's election promise of limiting stamp duty again was going to come into play. Now, within the last 8 months, the Labor Party increased the taxation on a principal place of residence. It was around 1% and they raised it to 3% to be in line with investment properties. Now, the LNP promise was to actually change that down back to the 1% level. So at the moment, that was still an election promise. It hasn't been invoked just yet, but I believe it will be something that will be coming along, which will definitely give some strength to the local property economy and some of those buyers, because it is quite a large saving. On a $400,000 property, it brings it down to around $5,000 to $5,500 from the current status of $12,000. The second pertinent point was in relation to the rail link in Redcliffe. Now, that's still definitely pushing forward because it was signed off by 3 levels of government: the federal, state and the local council. Now, regardless of who was in party, that was always going to take place, which is a great thing. And the third pertinent point was just in relation to how the contract status of our residential contracts was going to change. Now, at the moment, we've gone from, in the late 90s, 2 pages for a real estate sales document to now it's sprung out to around 14 pages, which essentially has just been killing trees. A lot of those documents are just there for the sake of it. The paperwork side of things, in particular the sustainability declaration, a lot of people really just don't care about it. But the LNP has also made a statement that they'll be reducing the paperwork and the red tape that is associated with purchasing and buying property in Queensland. So let's just hope that both of those things come through. The rail link is a guarantee. The stamp duty we're hoping is going to come into play. And us in the real estate industry, we're really hoping that the paperwork becomes a little bit more simplistic, in particular for our buyers and sellers. So ladies and gentlemen, let's shoot straight across to our feature property of the month, which I do hope you enjoy.
This modern and unique home, situated in a quiet cul-de-sac, is only minutes to schools, shops and the shores of Moreton Bay. With 3 bedrooms downstairs, all with built-ins and fans, are separate from the huge master bedroom which is upstairs, complete with massive walk-in robes and ensuite. An open-plan kitchen combined well with the lounge and dining for true flow-through effect. The spacious outdoor timber deck area is purpose-built and perfect for relaxing after a hard day.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge thank you for watching our feature property there at number 12 Gail Street at Redcliffe. What a beautiful property it is. And a huge thank you for watching our latest edition of Property TV. And for any further information, please visit our website, redcliffe.com.au, or give us a call on 3883 9999, or feel free to drop into our office on the corner of Victoria Avenue and Arthur Street at Woody Point anytime. Until next time, all the best.